guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be teaching you on how Civil War soldiers brushed their teeth and overall cleaned themselves during the campaign and in camp. First, I'll be going over how the Civil War soldiers brushed their teeth. It's really quite simple. First, they would have tooth powder. This is kind of like the toothpaste of their time. They would often get it at Sutlers or sometimes in shops while they were in town before they left. And this is the main toothpaste they would use to brush their teeth. And now for toothbrushes, they'd used often a wood toothbrush or a bone toothbrush. Wood would have been more common, but you would still also see bone toothbrushes. I'm going to demonstrate to you how Civil War soldiers brush their teeth. First, the soldier would often open their tooth powder, put it somewhere neat, often like on their canteen, but we're going to be needing our canteen. So their main water source they would have is their canteen, and that is what they would get their toothbrush wet. So I'm just gonna pour a little bit of it out, just to get the toothbrush wet so the tooth powder actually sticks. So put it back on, and then for the tooth powder, this is what it looked like. I would often dip their toothbrush around that much, because that much gets you. And often, that would be it. Just take a swig of water. And there you go. Now, how would Civil War soldiers clean themselves? Well, often, they never really clean themselves at all. On campaign especially, they would often just get their hair wet. That would be it. But another possibility they might have is soap, like a bar of soap. I do not currently have a bar of soap, but they would often use that. They would wrap it in a little bit of a handkerchief, they'd get it wet, and they'd clean themselves. Often just their face and their arms and wherever else. But that's how soldiers would often clean themselves. Now, most of these items would be stored in their haversack, but often they'd also be stored in their blanket roll. But having them in your haversack, I wouldn't really think was the best thing, because often soldiers had, their daily rations were salt pork. And that salt pork would get greasy after 3 days. There's 3 days rations. So that would get very, very greasy. They would call these haversacks often grease bags. So keeping cleanliness items in your haversack, it would get really greasy, along with socks or even any clothing items too. So they would store it in their blanket roll or often in their knapsack. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry I don't currently have my mic. That is not charged, and therefore I can't use it, so I'm a little bit up close with the camera. Hopefully you guys could hear me well, but I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.